For me, it just shows that they're not ready to be as good as you are, you know? Because if they believe it's not possible, then they will never achieve it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
So in a way, I mean, you'll always have people like this, and I mean, even if you were less strong, it will be the same. It's just that now I think the gap is so big that it's their only way to justify themselves, you know. And the same thing goes for recovery. Is they're not ready to do much more training or to train better and with more intensity. So their answer is, I cannot do it because I cannot recover from it. When is your main one, SBD?
It's usually on Monday,
okay.
But we've changed that to Tuesday for this month,
okay.
Because of my boyfriend's work.
Okay.
But we're going back to Monday from this week.
So the question I have is, why isn't it on the weekend? Because I was doing the same thing as you before, Monday, because I always did that. And you know, after the weekend, I felt like fresher, and also because I had my rest on the Sunday. But I changed it because like most of the comp are on Saturday. So I feel like it's easier, you know, to plan everything when it's on the weekend.
Well, it's because at the gym that I trained at for the past 2 years, everyone was doing their heaviest session on Monday, and it's
so you want to be on the same day?
Yeah, it's just like a better atmosphere and all.
Okay.
And I usually don't really need a full week after a heavy session before comp to recover anyways, so it's not an issue.
Do you guys speak like English? Like most of you guys speak English, or?
I would say yes. Yeah? Among younger people, for sure.
Okay, because usually like in the East, I feel like most of the East country don't speak English so much, you know.
Most people at least know some basics.
Yeah, but do you study English?
Yeah, it's the main language everyone learns in school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why then. Because here, because we have so much like a close country to us. Like for example, if you live here in France, your main language can be Spanish, and then if you live in the north, it can be Dutch, or you know, it changed German, not Dutch. It just changed based on where you live.
So in Poland, English is like the main language, and then you can choose the second language that you have to learn. Okay. And it's usually either French, Italian, or German.
Did you took another language, or what
was it? German for 6 years and Italian for 3 years. Yeah.
I speak German too. You don't speak anymore.
No.
Do you usually like do mobility or warm-ups before training? No.
Just go straight under the bar.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do too. I feel like because of such high frequency, then you don't really need to warm up anymore, you know, because it's always like you're already warmed up from yesterday.
I've never really done any stuff unless there's like an issue that I know you need to fix. Yeah, but I haven't had that for a while.
But you're doing a lot of accessories, or way more than I do, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's also what maintains, you know, range of motion. Like if you tend to have like I'll not say a bad technique, but something that goes wrong and you're just doing the movement over and over again, then it will probably get worse. But if you maintain that range of motion with accessories or anything, then I feel like you need less and less warm-up because it's just like natural to do the movement.
Makes sense.
C'est quand je dis que je peux pas les mettre à l'intérieur les deux. Là, je suis déjà limite niveau mobilité. Mais t'inquiète, le strat, c'est ça. Juste du coup, je suis full de travers. Et hop. Il est trop tôt. T'as entendu la hanche? To put the same brain on it, otherwise I can't squat with it.
Yeah.
Les gars, je suis pas le seul. Elle a pris un regain hélico, elle l'a changé. Je suis pareil. Si c'est pas la même marque, ça me stresse. What do you want?
130.
Okay. Pourquoi c'est la mienne, elle n'est pas académique, la technique? He said, you have a beautiful squat. And I asked him, what about me? He said,
Anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 hours.
Depending on how much volume and accessories you have to do?
Yeah, depending on the day and how much time I waste between sets stacking to people. I can finish the quickest one in like 2.5 hours.
Okay, but it's pretty long for. I mean, for SBD, no, but for like a normal workout, yes, it's pretty long.
Usually
and what's the average
3.5 to 4 hours.
What's like the average number of sets you're doing in a workout? Like for example, me, I'll do like around 4 to 5 sets of squats, same on bench, and be a bit less on deadlift. So that's like 15 sets.
Really depends, because like on my easiest sessions, I have like 3 sets of squats and deadlifts. But on my heaviest session, I start warming up with ascending sets. So
yes, that's
you know
more.
how many sets that is. And then I have 4 or 5 backups after a top set.
So you're doing more backup on your heaviest session too? Okay, that's funny. I mean, you have like most of your stress on one session, like intensity-wise and volume-wise, and then the other one are really lighter and also less volume. Okay. I think everything makes sense when it's in a context, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to judge training based on what you're doing because she's her, I'm me, so...
But like my backups and squats are usually very light.
Even on the biggest session? Okay. So you prefer to have like a lighter backup and do more volume? That's all you...
For squats, yes. For deadlifts, I have less volume but higher intensity.
I do kind of the same. What do you want?
150.
Okay. Académique comme moi.
You don't have to go so fast.
No, it's fine for me. I mean, I tend to warm up really fast, and then I'll take more time for working sets.
Okay.
But you go your pace. I mean, it's fine for me. I'll just jump with you. What do you want?
172.5.
So if you want to do back off before me, you can, because I'll take a bit of rest.
Okay.
Or I mean, what's your...
145.
145? And what's the rest you'll take between sets?
Can go like 2 minutes, because it's very light. So.
Absolutely, you can go. Wow. Thank you.
How long will your rest be?
Probably like 5-6 minutes still. Je fais genre. I said, like, normal time will be 10, but I said 5.
I can just finish my squats, and because I've got 2 sets to do.
Sure, go ahead. Je me fais mug.
The top single I did, it's hard to judge because it was so light.
It's too easy, yeah.
But I just put 3 because...
RP 3?
Yeah, because last week on my top single I put RP 5 and this moved easier, so I just like lowered it.
Today moved easier, or okay? Yeah. So most of your sets will be like pretty much no RP, right?
Yeah.
Like less than 6, I'll say it's pretty much no RP.
Yeah.
C'est abusé. Elle prend vraiment 2 minutes de repos. Là, je suis dans cette séance de body là. Because I was like, oh, it looks effortless. The thing is, it doesn't just look effortless, it is. So, I don't know if you have that, but when I train earlier, like my heart rate just goes up so much easier than what it would like at normal times.
I know what it's like, because like I used to train very late too, back in like 2022.
Okay.
I'd go to the gym at like 5-6 p.m.
Yeah.
And I thought I could never switch to training in the morning, but now I prefer training at like 12.
Why is that?
Just started doing that, and No, it feels better.
Actually, I did the opposite. Before I was training earlier, and now I train later. It's just because there's more people here later, so you know the environment is better. But what I like to do is like sooner in the day, it's like I felt like it was done, you know, because it's the main thing I have to think of the day, and I just like to get it done, so you know I can move to something else.
I think it's better to train earlier because it's better for your sleep. First of all, I can take caffeine earlier, and I usually don't consume caffeine past 1 p.m.
Okay.
And then just like training in the morning makes it easier to fall asleep, because if you train in the evening, I feel like it wakes you up, right?
Yeah, and you can be like irritated, you know?
Yeah.
When it's a really hard training, it feels like, so I have this thing, I feel like physically I really want to sleep, but mentally I cannot get, you know, calm enough to be able to fall asleep.
That's why I think it's just better to train in the morning.
Yeah, I will tend to agree, but yet I still have really hard times to, you know, try to like focus as much early in the morning than later at night.
I mean, if there's more people training later, then of course it feels better to train later. But at my gym, most people train earlier in the day. So.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of like, you know, cost and benefit. But I feel like the environment really helps, you know, like locking in your session. Even like if you have still a light day or something, I don't know, just being surrounded with people that really want to train like you, it helps, definitely.
Yeah.
Bon, je vais y aller parce que là je parle, du coup c'est juste pour gagner un peu de temps de repos.
Allez. Allez.
It's a lot of reps.
Hein?
That's a lot of reps.
That's too much reps. Je me dépêche parce que je veux pas la retarder. J'ai l'impression d'être un poids mort. Vous voyez le boulet là que tu tires dans les films de prison? C'est moi. Because this one is
Then
from...
I don't know why they didn't do that.
I think this one is from Wrocław.
Yeah.
The World Games in Wrocław.
Wrocław.
I'm sorry. How do you say Wrocław?
Wrocław.
Wrocław? Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Because it's... You say Warsaw?
Warsaw in English, Warszawa in Polish.
Okay. Because it writes Wrocław. This is what I said. It writes C-L-A-W, right? Okay. But the C you pronounce That's what you say? Okay. Okay. Il y a des petits cours de polonais en même temps. Des petits cours de polonais en même temps. Do you know how to pronounce the city we are in?
No. I'm not gonna try.
because I said Wrocław, and she told me I'll do it. Wrocław. That's not too good.
But you did it better before.
Yeah, I need to hear it. I think I can do it, but I just don't remember because it changes so much from French. Everyone is making fun of me because you're going way faster than I do. Mon gars, je suis à mon rythme d'habitude là. Do you put 100? 90? 100?
I'll do 70 again.
Okay. I tried to predict, but... So, do you remember in Istanbul when we talked after the comp and you told me she tried to mug me saying she will outbench me. And it was really close. That's the problem. Because you're doing also equipped. And you had like, yeah. I think it was wall bench or...
It was at the Arnold's in UK.
Oh, Arnold, right. And I think you benched 212 or something.
220.
220. So she outbenched me actually.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, she did. She benched 220 in equipped. And I think I did 215 or something close to this state. So we had a deal. I was supposed to not get outbenched, but you know, this is how it goes. It's because I'm not a bench specialist, that's all.
Everyone knows that I bench so much because of the ROM.
If it was this easy, I wish. The truth is, in your weight class, pretty much everyone has the same ROM as you, but no one benches as much as you do. So I think that's not the only answer. I'll put 120 directly.
Okay.
Or do you want maybe go, so we don't go back, down? Or do you put like...
90, then 110, and
okay,
then
120.
Just
it's fine. You'll go faster than me anyway, so you'll have to weight me less than... Les gars, le bench. C'est le seul endroit où je peux peut-être essayer d'être nickel. Parce qu'il n'y a pas la composante cardio. Enfin, moins.
I wouldn't say so. It's very different. The way you lift in equipment, like the technique changes a lot.
Of course.
So I would say it was even
worse?
Worse, yeah, for my deadlift for sure.
Because
I forgot how I deadlifted raw, and I started doing in raw what I do in equipped, and it's just much different. So, yeah.
So I knew technique was different, but maybe where I thought it could help is like with confidence, you know? Because you're squatting or benching so much more, maybe you feel like this weight is like nothing, you know what I mean?
But I wouldn't say it feels lighter after you take more in equip.
Okay.
So,
you know, there's this thought of like the potentiation, you know? People do like, they earn like really heavy weight and they feel better after. But you'll say it doesn't work like that?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I would have to do it right before doing
true.
To feel that.
You never did that? Like try to do a single with like equipped and then raw?
No, I once did a full equipped SBD session and right after a raw SBD session.
But I think it's just too hard. Like you're so tired when you start the raw that it's hard to know, right? No? Then I guess
didn't feel that bad.
Maybe it's time to do 2 SBD a day then.
Yeah. To były czasy.
So do you usually do a lot of reps on your warm-ups or like?
Not really.
Yeah, I do pretty much single, like all the times. Or if I feel a bit like tight or something, I'll do more reps with like 70. But then I just do singles.
Depends on what my top set is, because I usually like.
Copy.
Will do. Depends on the lift as well. Because on squats I will do like 2 to 3 reps up to 130, and then I start doing singles.
Okay.
On bench I do 2 to 3 reps up to 110.
Okay.
Then I start doing singles. And on deadlifts, I start doing singles at 170.
Okay.
So.
And let's say, for example, your top set is like a 4 rep. Will you warm up with 4 reps or no singles still? Okay. I think what's the most impressive about your bench is the timing you have, you know, with like the sync you're doing for the depth, and also when you press, I don't know, the timing of the leg drive and the press is like really, it's always the same, you know, it looks really like almost machinal, you know what I mean?
Probably because I do it every day.
Is that an advertisement? Voilà, au bench, ça va. It's 6 on the bench, but it's fine because it's bench, so I can go fast now.
Okay. I got 122.5 again.
Okay. C'est la vitesse à laquelle j'enchaîne. C'est un truc de ouf. For your session to take 3 hours, you'll have to do like 50 sets based on how fast you are.
It's just a very late session today.
Okay. Thank you for making me feel better.
But like, accessories usually take longer on days like this because...
You have more accessories on the lighter days?
Not really. I just take more time between sets and between accessories because it's just
because you have it, right? Because you have time. I mean, because like on the bigger session, you just don't want to spend 8 hours in the gym, I guess, so you just rush it a bit.
Yeah.
But on this day, it's like calmer, so you take your time. I get it. I take my times, but all the days. So you're doing straight sets with 122?
2 more.
Okay. The last one longer, or it's too
Depends
easy?
on the vibes.
I love how it feels so easy. You know? You're like going through sets, smiling and everything. When I'm like feeling like I'm going to die.
I'm done with bench.
Okay, perfect. I'll go 180. Do you have like any limitation, like physical limitation. Like for example, for me, when I do too much deadlift, you know, my hands get really beat up, and I cannot I have trouble keeping like healthy hands. Do you have anything like this with high frequency or?
Yeah, the only problem is the hand skin, and I often have like small cuts. Yeah.
I exactly have this here, and it doesn't. It's not bad, but just when you grip, you know, the bar gets in it, and it's hard to maintain good grip.
So for me, it's worse on my fingers. I don't really rip those calluses.
Yeah, because you're gripping quite low on the end, right? Too. Not really.
I don't know, but I do most of my sessions with straps.
Same for me. I think I hook like 4 sets a week, and then rest is just
same.
Because otherwise, like I don't know if you have you know, because of the hook I have this, like the skin gets like black. If I do more, it's too much.
Also, if you don't have any issues with grip, then what's the point of doing more?
Right? I think it's true, except like if you grip your straps well, you know, because if you tend to let them too loose, then it just changes position. So that will be one reason why we'll say maybe don't do too much straps. But the easiest thing with that is you just cut your straps. I had people like just, you know, they were not able to control those straps, so I would just say, well, cut them. So you can just one round around the bar, and then if you do more, then the bar would just drop, you know. That's what I do. It's the old school system.
If it works.
Right. So do you usually eat before or during, after the training?
I usually eat breakfast at like around 9 a.m. Then I go to the gym and I have a snack with me. So it's usually like a protein bar, a fruit and some cashews. And I usually eat that when I start training.
Okay.
And then depending on how long the session is, I might eat my dinner in the middle of my session.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, so you're doing like, for example, let's say squat, bench, deadlift, and then before accessories, you'll hit your dinner?
Yeah, or during bench.
Okay. So it doesn't bother you on deadlift?
No.
Okay. That's my main concern.
I can't eat on squats, but for deadlift it's okay.
Okay. I mean, at least if you take your dinner with you, you can stay in the gym all day long.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I always dreamed about being like a professional athlete, you know?
Yeah,
and my vision of a perfect day will be like having your meal with you all day long and just training all the day, you know? So it feels like this for you on a normal day.
It is. A czemu?
Oh, j'ai essayé de flex comme elle, mais ça n'a pas fait si bien. I tried to do the little pose on the last one, but it didn't look as good as on here. I have 2 more sets. If you want to begin, you can. I mean, if it's too long for you, you can just go on the lift.
I mean, I also have just like a top single and 2 backups for deadlifts, so it's gonna be super quick anyway.
Okay.
So no problem.
I'll do my best. You want the jack? No? I'm getting mocked every time I speak. Les gars, maintenant je peux plus tricher parce que si je vais lentement, elle va juste continuer sans moi. Et du coup, ça va être bizarre. Donc maintenant, j'ai plus l'argument. Est-ce que tu peux m'attendre s'il te plaît? Je dois juste aller très vite. 2,70. Hey, je mets mes chaussures, je suis essoufflé. So I said, now that we are not on the same bar, if I go slow, I cannot tell her to wait me. So it will be stranger. And she's already doing 170 and haven't touched the bar yet. Là au moins, c'est que j'ai pas le temps de refroidir, je suis chaud.
That was my top set.
Sorry. Shit. Usually I'm the one flexing on people, but not today. I'll do the same, don't worry. I asked her, what is your RPE on squat? Oh, something like 3. I said, okay.
First session is like your famous 5th set of 5. On the Friday you got like
speed or
it's like 3 sets of 5 with the same.
Regarde le changement d'ambiance, celui-là. Je viens de ma séance. Agatha, elle est en train de manger tranquille, ça fait une demi-heure qu'elle a fini. I said, look at the two different places. I'm here, dying, and you're done for 30 minutes already eating. Luckily, you didn't wait for me. I think if you weren't to go with me on squat and bench, you will have been done for 1 hour.
1.5 an hour would probably take me.
Do you like to go fast, or?
I mean, if it's light, then I just don't feel the need to rest more. So I just go when I feel ready. And
which is no rest, basically.
Yeah, because it's so light.
And this session is especially light, like because you're competing tomorrow, or it will be like this all the time?
It would be the same if I had normal training tomorrow, but I would be doing accessories today.
Okay. So you're not doing accessories today? Okay. Skipping accessories. Okay, you have to answer honestly. Do you like accessories?
Depends on the accessory. Bicep curls? Yeah. Walking lunges? Nah. But to be honest, I like to push myself like that, you know, going close to failure. I have like Bulgarian split squats, feeling the burn in your legs, and just...
Yeah, you're a psychopath. So, is that a way for you to be able to not go so hard on main? Like, you're like, okay, I'll accept to do light squat if I do a lot of accessories to failure after?
Not really, but no, it just...
You just like it then?
I just like...
Okay.
I just like getting tired sometimes.
I like getting tired, but I hate accessories. I don't know why. And you know, people always...
you know, it also depends on the day, because if I'm low energy and tired, then I hate doing accessories.
For me, it doesn't depend on the day. I always hate it. It's like, do you know people say...
But you don't like doing bicep curls?
No, I hate. And you know, people say powerlifting is boring because it's always the same thing, but that's what I like about powerlifting.
I mean, yeah, but bicep curls.
It's not powerlifting.
But it's bicep curls.
Yeah, but look at my biceps. And you're asking me if I do bicep curl.
Maybe you should start.
On va faire le compte. We're gonna count every time you roast me in the video. I'll start, but if you answer to this question, do you think biceps curl helps for bench?
I don't know.
What does it serve then?
Bigger biceps.
Yeah,
does
it make sense.
Him. He gives me bicep curls, so he knows the answer. I'm just a lifter.
I'll ask him as soon as he's done with the call. And if he has a good reason, like if he tells me you're benching 160 because of biceps curl, I'm doing biceps curl by tomorrow.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he says that he gives me bicep curls because he knows I like them.
Okay.
Just to do.
But if he tells that, then I'll say, okay, I'll never do biceps curl. But if it's because with that I can bench to 60, starting today. So yesterday I was talking with, you say Pavel, right? Pavel. And I asked him, do you think it's doable to do 2 SBD a day? And he told me yes. But I have a question for you. Would you do it when they, like, for example, if you say, I mean, I pretty much know the answer, I think. But if I tell you you'll be stronger by doing it, you'll do it, right?
Yeah.
And do you think you'll enjoy it?
I don't know.
Like, do you see that as a possibility one day?
If I live closer to the gym, yes. Because I wouldn't want to have to commute to the gym twice.
I just like it because I feel like it's so like contrary to what we usually hear, you know? And that's what I like about it. It's like, it's so different. And it's so against what people think, you know? Yeah. Do you remember the toll you made at Istanbul in 2022?
Total?
Yeah.
582.5.
580.5. You were first, right?
Yeah.
And you did first IPF point 2?
Yeah.
And so 2022, 580, but you were 76.
I did the comp at 84, but I was weighing around 77 kilos, I think.
Okay, so you did 580 at 74, 75, 74?
76, yeah.
76. And this year you did 623? 28, sorry. I will not take 5 kilo out. 628 as a 69. So in like 2 years you put on like 50 kg almost, and you lost like two weight classes. At the same comp I did 895. I did it twice again and I never did it since then. And I'm in the same weight class. You see, that's the difference. When I say that's one thing I always say. You know, there's a lot of like really good sub-junior and juniors, and people are like, oh, they are like the future of the sport. And in a way, it's true. But in another way, I always say, let time tell. You know, because there are some people that are really strong really early, and they never go past that because maybe they might go with their first like real big problem, and they are not able to solve it, or they're not able to progress further. And you know that's the difference. Like I won the IPF title, like the gold lift point title, like you did. And you know the IPF point you had at that time? Probably something around what I did. Like I did 111.
Yeah, something like that. Probably.
So we had the same IPF point 2 years ago, and now you have like 20 points more than I do. No, that's the difference, you know. There's a difference between being good and being the best. I have to become the best.
You have to start doing bicep curls.
Okay, I'll do. You know what? I'll do bicep curl. I'll send you. I'll do bicep curl, and if by any chance or work, then I bench 230. I'll say it's because of you guys. Imagine. Then I hold the bench world record because of that. Yeah, and I just need the bench world record then. Because the squat world record is really high since Sheffield. And the deadlift too, because of, you know, Dylan Sanchez, the GB guy.
Yeah.
It's like all records are high. Before that, all records were like pretty low. Like if you compare the world record and the total, you know, it was pretty close, which is not normal, I guess, because you always have like movement specialists. But no, like if you had every record, it makes like a 1,000 total. And even with that, I think I don't have your good lift point. I think if I total 1,000, I still don't have your good lift point. Let's check. It will hurt my heart, but maybe it will make me a better lifter. 1,000 at 105, 123.
Damn.
What's your best? It's like 128?
130.
Or 130?
130. Point something.
As a 105.
Oh shit.
What?
Si, j'espère qu'elle me fait plus que ça. 1055. Just for people to understand, it will be like squatting 380, benching 250, and deadlifting for 400. No, not even 400 is enough. It will be like squatting 380, benching 250, and deadlifting 425. That will be exactly 1,055. That's above every record that is in the weight class right now. It's 130.73. So a bit more. I'll need 1,060 kg, I think. But if I bench to 60 because of your cube, maybe I have a chance. Yeah, 1,060 kg exactly. That's maybe I'll be the first 105 to do 10 times body weight then.
That would be great.
Yeah, I mean 1,000 will be already really great.
Just, you know, once I start bulking up to the 81st, I feel like I'll just get some new muscles, and
yeah.
it's gonna get even harder to get down to 69.
Do you still gain like a decent amount of muscle every year?
I mean, it's hard to tell because when you get leaner, it looks like you have more muscle because they're more exposed, I would say.
Yeah.
But I definitely look more muscular at 69 this year than I did last year, so I would say yes.
That's the main thing. I think that's the main thing about also what can predict if a lifter can continue to progress. Because at some point, like, of course, everyone can progress technique-wise, but that doesn't represent this 50 kg you put on in 2 years while going down. You obviously put on muscle in this time, and that's what makes the difference too, you know, at this level.
And started doing 6 SBDs.
True, but we already know it. No, but that's the thing. If you look, like, I mean, there's a strong correlation between the amount of muscle you're carrying and the level you have, or maybe not the level you have, but the amount of progress you can make. Because if you look at for example, the other 105 beside me, I'm probably one of the less muscular because I'm one of the tallest. So that goes with it. But if you took me 3 years before and me now, and I put on 5 kg of muscle, then that's definitely toll that I can add to my like a kg that I can add to my toll.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the biggest 105 now, they're like huge.
If you look at the top lifters from each weight class, they're usually the most jacked in that weight class.
But there's some anomaly, like Evie. You talk about Evie. I mean, she's incredibly jacked, but she's also really tall for a weight class.
She's taller than me, I think.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
But she's very muscular.
Because she's so shredded, exactly. So that's her way to carrying muscle, you know. So biceps curl to have more muscle, and then to bench. Do I need other accessories for squat and deadlift? Because I have biceps curl for bench. Do you recommend me anything else?
Log, clean, and press, but you need to buy a log.
Clean and press?
Log.
Oh, log clean. Okay. Oh yeah, you told me about that. That's funny because I think you're probably one of the only people in the powerlifting world that does it.
It works.
I believe you. Interesting. Because usually there's two sides in powerlifting. It's the one that are doing a lot of specificity and they pretty much do no accessories at all. And the other part where they do a lot of accessories and not much specificity. But it's rare to have both. But it's also probably why you're training so much, because then you have much more time to dedicate to this, so you can do everything basically. Yeah, the way I understand how you talk about accessories is more like keeping the body healthy and able to express strength than actually building strength throughout them.
And bicep curls.
This one will stay. This one will stay. But I understand you. I was doing like pretty much no accessories at all, and I started, like I told you yesterday, unilateral press, and it helped me just regain like healthy. How can I say that? Like healthy range of motion in my hips, and I felt it directly in the squats because when I was going down, I always felt the shift, and I was like pressing on one leg, and by doing that, I was able to like just get back to like something that is more balanced and be much more stronger, and it feels much more natural to do it, Yeah. To end the video, I want to ask you one question. Like, if you had one thing to tell to, like, let's say a younger lifter or someone that's looking to be like you, what will it be?
Just stay consistent with what you're doing. That's like the only thing that can give you great results. Just train, sleep, eat, get your steps in, and that's it. There's no secret to it. Just being consistent.
That's funny because, we asked you to like say like a motivational quote, and you say something like this, and everyone says like, not in a bad way, but like everything she thinks about is training, sleeping, and eating. Exactly, that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing, And here,
it's my job. It's my life.
Yeah, exactly. Here, everyone is making fun of me because I am the same way. I'm always like, I'm the type of guy. If I have to do something else than training in a day, it annoys me. But I do it because I have to, but it annoys me, So everyone is always making fun of me, like, not in a bad way, but they're making fun of me because I'm always like just eating, training, and sleeping. That's all I do in my life. And now I have someone that does it maybe more than me. so
People
yeah,
usually
totally agree
say they're jealous of me. I don't have anyone making fun of me for just doing
because you're able to do it. And the thing is, it's a thing to say you have to do it, but it's another one to do it, But I don't know if it's the same for you, but for me, it's not an effort. Like, it's like what I truly enjoy to do,
Yeah.
So it's the opposite. If I have to do something else, that's an effort. But that's just, I like to just train and that's all, basically. And if I'll give you the mic so people listen. If you had one thing to say to like as a coach or with the life you had around powerlifting to someone that is looking to be the strongest, what would it be?
As for coaches, be hard for yourself. Like, be very critical about your work and always search for new solutions and new ideas for your work. I think that this is the trickiest part and the part that we are in the place that we are.
And as an athlete, because you also lift, you didn't lift more before, but you also lifted at a good level. So what do you think is the most important?
Consistency.
So you're on the same page.
Yeah. And just having fun from it. Like, learn to love the process, not the takeout. The result. Exactly.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's funny because I think before, or you can see it still, but before you saw a lot of like good lifters that were really young. You're one of them, but you've been lifting for quite a while too, so that's different. But I think the more time will go and the less it will be true because we're still a young sport, so people can get really good really fast. But the more it will go and the less it will be true because people will start earlier, people will be better, and the genetic pool will be bigger and everything. And maybe there's a time like in every other sport where you will have to train 15 years just to be able to go at Worlds, but that doesn't mean you will not be the best. It just means like everyone is doing it. So at some point you have to do what everyone is doing and maybe even better. Or
look at Shell. He's been competing for 17 years and he just won Sheffield.
True.
17 years. That's a lot.
That's a lot. How long have you been training for?
6 years.
6? Yeah, that's not that much, especially for how good you are. But I think also one of the thing with 6SBDs is it gives maturity to a lifter really fast, because he practices so much. It's like you gain so much experience faster than anyone else. So 6 years of training will be like the equivalent of 15 years for someone that is training like with a normal split,
Maybe.
Because of all the amount of work you're doing, basically. And I think that's one of the reasons, as I told you, I became strong really fast and I hit a plateau and it took a lot of time to go around this. And one of the reasons why I became strong so fast, we talked about it yesterday, is because I started doing SBD every day really early on. So it's like if after 3 years of training, I already had the experience of someone that was way older than I am, but I was still a sub-junior. So that was really a big advantage compared to the other ones. I think that's one of the reasons why I became good and then I stopped doing it and blah, blah, blah. But I think it really helps to become, I will not say strong fast, because fast is not always the best thing, but just to acquire all the qualities you need to be a good lifter. Okay, well, thank you for being in the video. It was really cool. It will be posted after the competition you will have tomorrow. So this is against Agata that I'll have to match tomorrow. And we just calculate what I have to do to be able to be close to her. So good luck to myself.
No way. Mama.
At least you have a lot of motivation.
I'm not lacking of motivation. I lack of strength for now. One more set. Yeah.